So far, the crew has cleared every hurdle naysayers have placed in their way. Columbus would be home to one of the 10 inaugural teams. Columbus has outperformed much larger cities. The true success indicator has been from the fans.
Well, it's going out.
Hello and welcome to the club. I'm your host Mars, and this is the Upper 90 Club, where five friends discuss the Columbus Crew. It's great to be back, guys. Got a full house tonight, kind of. We've got Ben's back from the grave.
Tip of the hat.
Mort.
Tip of the East.
Haas is here. Trey is, he's here. He's watching from the stands, serving out his one game suspension.
Hey, guys. That sounded pretty sweet.
From his red card last week. So excited. Today is May the 4th.
Be with you.
Can't say that without sounding like
Or paying George Lucas, so take it easy.
lisping. Yeah.
We don't got a lot
May
of
the
money.
4th. Real quick, shout out my my longest friend, Alfred.
Heck yeah.
His
Alfie.
birthday is today. Happy birthday.
What?
Happy birthday, Alfie.
Alfie.
All right, we're going to have to take a second and text him happy birthday. Maybe get him on the line.
Get him on the line. We'll call him during one of the breaks. We'll
Okay.
put him on.
We
But,
went to dinner with him on Friday.
I texted him
For his
earlier.
birthday or just?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
We were in first grade together
Prove it.
and played music all through college, and I feel like of all the people in the world, he's he's probably woven into my formative years more than anyone. So happy birthday, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's the
and-
best. He plays soccer with us sometimes, too. So we all know him as well.
yeah.
So also we posted today, this was the 12-year anniversary of the outtake from last week. The
Amazing.
fire pole was on May 4th, 2013.
You couldn't really see the fire as well on the post.
No, it was kind of smoldering, you know?
Is that a
See
Jumanji
his hand
reference?
motion?
Don't stop making that hand motion. That's not
There
what
wasn't
smoldering
much
is.
of a flame. It was just all of a sudden a pole
It was like,
smoking.
yeah, I mean, there wasn't like a...
It's kind of like my wife. Not much of a flame, but a pole
Anyway,
on fire.
I got distracted. We are coming off a hot win. Speaking of fires, against
Not
Charlotte,
the fire.
an opponent with a checkered past of results. So, hot win against Charlotte last night. We are gonna a lot to read on the internet. We traveled many miles in our run club. We'll talk about that in the rundown. I know Ben has an update from his running conquest that he rested so hard for. He rested so hard.
I got so hard resting. I rested.
And then we'll do our predictions for our away game against Philadelphia and whether our new DP Gas Dog will play at his play against his former club at his former stadium, and I'm anxious to hear whether we know why he didn't play last night.
Right.
Anyway, so welcome all to the club. Looking forward to getting into this. We anticipated weather for this game yesterday, and that seems to be the topic surrounding everything that you all did yesterday. Ben, you did not go to the game, right? But was yesterday your race day?
It was my race day.
And so tell me again, there's like a 1 mile loop somewhere in northern Ohio.
Oh, yeah. Hobart, home of the one Applebee's.
Dishwasher company.
Yes.
Okay. And so tell me about it.
It was bad. Bad time. It was a bad time. No, it was fun. It's a 1 mile loop. It's called Outrun. It's once a year around this time. It's just like a 1 mile trail with small hills or whatever, and there's an aid station at the end. It's typically like a huge party. It always sells out, Along the trail at the beginning, there is just tents everywhere. They usually play music. Everyone has like, I mean, as you run by that, there's like, 15 or 20 tents, not tents, but like canopies or whatever. And everybody has, is playing music, or they're like giving you aid station stuff like Goo'd, and people are cooking bacon and like giving you hamburgers or hot dogs. It's sweet.
Trying to make you stop running.
No. Well, I mean, it's a trail run, so it's not your typical.
But to be
like,
clear,
race.
these are like, it's run as a lap.
Yes.
Right?
So they
And
give you
can run for 24 hours.
That's up to you. So what you get a lot of professional ultra runners there, because it's I don't want to say like legal, but it's like a qualifier type deal, or it counts towards like getting into like Leadville, and you've heard of the Barkley. It's not, the Barkley doesn't count, but it's like that type of stuff. Like it, know how people train, they go to like, I think Chicago, because it's so flat. Is that right? To get like for that, for the marathon.
Chicago is sought after for it's ease of qualification for other marathons.
That's what this is. So usually you get I've ran with a lot of like quote unquote famous ultra runners, which you wouldn't know. So you have 24 hours. I don't run for 24 hours. And the other beauty of this thing is like you can run a mile and just like stop and hang out and like watch TV, or like bacon. Drink beer. Some people do that. It's just like kind of fun. And some people just walk. This time there was like 5 or 6 people that just walked the entire time with headphones on, or were reading
24 hours.
I don't know. We left. So that's the problem, is you guys were out at the game yesterday. It was up there. It was colder. It was windier. It did not stop raining. And that's not a lot.
No.
Like it started raining when I woke up at 5:30 in the morning. We started at 8. My goal was to make it to 50K, which is 32 miles. But at mile 22, I had pulled over to change my shoes for a third time, and
because they were so wet,
it was terrible. Like there is the problem with the trail too is like it was just, I was stepping in just mud nonstop.
Mud
like,
pies.
Yeah, so like a lot of people, a lot of people just like bailed.
Oz is Mr. One-Liner tonight.
What are you doing on this pop? So it was just tough.
He's still drunk from yesterday.
Me and the squad, it was me, Alex, and Reba. Reba's part of the run club. Rob Bradley was there, who's also part of the run club.
Oh, cool.
He made it to 35, and that dude normally runs, like he's legit. And when we stopped, he's like, I don't know if I can go on. And that guy usually will go for like 50 plus, and he just was like, screw it. And the people I was with, Reba normally goes like 50, and she's like, do you just want to stop at a marathon and call it? And I was like, I do. I felt good at that point. I felt bad up until mile like 20. And then I was like, I feel fine. I took ibuprofen. I was like, I'm good. And then I ran one more mile, and they're like, do you want to leave? And I was like, most definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
So I just got in my car, went back, collected my stuff, and actually made it home for the game. I got home right at 7:30 at kickoff.
Oh, nice.
I was going to stay up there. I felt bad because I wasn't hanging out with my friends, but I just had to get. Dude, it was so nasty. It sucks because that race is so much fun. And I was building it up, trying to get everybody to go, and I'm just like, it's so bad.
So happy I didn't go.
Well, and then Hawes, you and Trey were both golfing separately. We learned,
which also
very
had to
late.
suck.
Yes.
It was terrible. Absolutely terrible.
I was near Mount Vernon, and like you said, it did not stop raining the entire
Mountain Vernon.
morning. We played 9 holes in like 2.5 hours.
Dude,
it was terrible.
Brutal.
We did 5 hours, 18 holes down near Cincinnati.
It was raining down there too, right? I mean, it was like the whole day for everywhere on Earth was bad, right?
How rain works when it's raining. Yeah.
I don't know.
This is a big state.
Wet.
Come on. Don't make me send you farther up the stands.
I mean, I said it was in Cincinnati and it was raining.
5 hours.
For 5
That's
hours.
a long time for a round, though.
Yeah, it was terrible. Yeah.
And then neither one of you went to the game, right? Hawes, you drank too much in those 2.5 hours to make it.
You didn't go to the game?
The drinking continued.
It was really weird.
Post.
He wasn't at the game, and I wasn't aware that he wasn't going to be at the game. And I was kept going up the steps, and it's like he's still not there.
I decided to not have to drive home
friend.
from Mount Vernon, having had drinks.
Yeah, I texted.
So I stayed and
Pause,
drank
question
more,
mark,
and
nobody responded.
My brother took my tickets, so
Where did you watch the game?
Don't
at
remember.
E-Rocks.
At E-Rocks. In Mount Vernon.
And then more, you did go.
Technically, he lives in Bangs.
Yeah, I wasn't invited to golf, and I didn't want to go golfing, so I took my son to a soccer tournament, and it got canceled. I got stuck in the parking lot for about an hour and a half, and I was,
Yeah,
second
but
guessing my
did
life.
your son
you
win
were-
the tournament though?
Yeah, he did win the tournament.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Ben, get him.
So you did go to the game.
Yes,
How was it there?
it actually was better than I thought. Like the crowd was
Is it
clearly.
cold?
No, it was. If you're out of the rain, it was fine. And like I was in a hoodie and pants, and it was perfectly pleasant if you weren't in the rain. And that's the nice thing when you're not in Cleveland, you actually have a roof. So no, it was
Shots
great.
fired.
Yeah, and no, pretty decent crowd, better than I thought, and then a fun game,
Yes.
wild ride.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, we'll get into that. I do want to just share quickly what just to tie this all together, because it's funny and crazy. But Lauren's friend had a birthday. She was a surprise guest in Cincinnati. So we had
Was it Reba?
family activities. No, it's another gal that she grew up with.
She
but
has more friends.
the theme was like, this gal lives like out in the middle of nowhere. She has a farm. I think she's like some sort of, I don't know,
Farmer.
she's like a pirate. No, like a real, I don't know.
Grass pirate, which feels
know.
bad to say out loud now that I say
I don't know.
Grass
But
pirate? Is that a
there was some sort of pirate theme. So we had to like find some kind of tasteful modern pirate attire to to travel in.
Not rated R.
She was, yeah.
No. Go.
Well, so she was gonna drive, and I'm like, no,
Write
that's
that
so
down. That's
dumb. So we had family activities and stuff. So she's like, I'll book a flight. So she flew at like 3:00. She landed in like 6 p.m. Eastern. Party was at 8. Went till midnight, and then she booked a room at the CVG hotel, and slept there for like 3 hours, and then flew home at like 7. But the air travel, she said that the flight out there, the rain was so bad. The guy was swerving when they were leaving O'Hare. And she said it was the only flight she's ever been on where people were screaming.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
I hate
like-
flying so much.
She like
I'm flying
she
this
said
week.
that
Yay.
she overheard the crew say they weren't sure they were gonna make it. And so like, she was gone for like 14 hours or something, but like
But she lived 4 years.
yeah, but and then so she got up early. She got up at like 5 a.m. Eastern, went to the airport, and there was a line out to the curb because of the Derby.
Oh,
So all these people flying out of CVG to go home, wherever. So her flight was delayed. She got back, and then I've just been like playing defense against our kids all day, trying to keep them out of the house so that she can sleep. But yeah, she fell asleep like 2 hours ago, and so
Phew.
I watched the game alone. The text thread was pretty quiet. Ben was on there with me.
Yeah, that's
Um,
true.
I watched on delay, so
It was weird with you on the text thread too, because you're usually never on.
Yeah, I put those kids to bed early. I was like, nope. See you
Benadryl ice
later.
cream, baby.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get into it. Trey from the stands, tell us about last night's game.
Facts that could save your life.
Saturday, May 3rd, 2025, in the friendly confines of lower.com, the Crew faced off against Charlotte FC in front of a reported 20,167 diehard Crew faithful. The temperature topped out at 54 degrees near kick, and it was a sloppy, wet affair as Columbus and the surrounding areas had received over 2 inches in the last 2 days, and some areas received more later in the evening. The Crew were up to their usual tricks as they continued their statistical domination, leading in almost every offensive category, including possession with a 58 to 42% advantage, total shots, shots on target, big chances, accurate passes at 91%,
Good job,
blocked
guys.
shots, shots inside the box,
So nervous right now.
shots outside the box, touches in the box, all in favor of the Crew. Columbus even managed to win the stat that is decided by metrics only a computer would understand. XG with a 2.57 to 1.77 advantage.
Everything is computer.
Splash us with those
Hey,
lineups.
kids, I'm a computer.
The crew started with AZ, Gazdog, Rossi up top, Arfston, Nagby, Shambo, and Farsi across the middle, Cheberko, Zawadsky, Morera in the back, and Schulte in goal. At least that's what was advertised.
You sure
and
about
then
that, that's
right
why?
before the match started, JRR got the call up to start. Gazdag suffered a knee contusion in last week's game and tweaked it during warm-ups, is what I heard.
I heard it was
Dang.
Nancy Kerrigan's deal, that whole thing.
That'd be Tanya Harding.
Rolling the years back. Yeah,
Well.
Tanya Harding.
Knee
To the point where
contusion.
he did
Yeah,
not even sit on, like he wasn't even on the bench with the
No.
potential of being played at that point. So
Oof.
All right. Well, 39 seconds into the game, Charlotte plays the looping direct ball through the right channel, and Ajiman shoots over the right shoulder of Schulte, who is in no man's land. Thankfully, it sailed over the crossbar and over the crew goal.
Thank goodness he's a U.S. MNT striker, and
Yeah,
he did
they
not
can't
score.
score.
Yeah.
He hasn't scored all year.
14th minute, Sean Zawadsky is shown the yellow card for tugging on Ajiman, which brought him down, preventing a Charlotte counterattack. 18th minute, Rossi just about kills the Charlotte goalkeeper with a shot directly off his face from the 6-yard box.
Oh my God.
That poor man.
after a handball,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Yeah. Definitely was not the upper shoulder. All right. 25th
Did you
minute.
see them like trying to like figure him out? They zoomed in on his face, and you could see the line of the ball down his face,
Yes.
and he just kept saying the word pizza. He's like pizza.
Yeah, not so much here, but like over here.
Yeah, dude, it was a perfect line of a ball. Like you didn't have to like he was concussed. 100%.
25th minute.
Did you have the
Oz.
logo before this happened on your face?
Did
a
you
weird
get a
tattoo.
branding tattoo?
Yeah.
That's weird. That's strange.
goal for Shambo. Charlotte is passing the ball around in their defensive end as the crew press high. AZ and JRR apply pressure on Kalina, and he flubs a clearance that ends up with Shambo, who takes a touch, lays a pass off to Rossi just outside the box. He collects, turns, and shoots, and forces a diving save from Kalina, but he can't hold on to the ball. Shambo has continued his run, laying the ball off to Rossi, or after laying the ball off to Rossi, and pounces on the rebound with his left foot and buries it. First goal in MLS for Shambo. Crew are up 1-0.
Or what actually happened is the goalkeeper forgot what team he was on, passed it to the other team, and said, "Good job, me." And then they kicked it to him, and he was like, "Oh no, a bird!" And he tried to like parry it a little bit away because he was concussed.
Yes.
Okay. None of that happened in the game.
Agree to
39th
disagree.
minute. Oz.
PK goal for Rossi. The crew earned their 6th corner of the match. Tons of corners in this match, by the way.
Tons of corners.
Shambo plays it near post where Russell Rowe is unable to get to it, but it's popped up into the air by Charlotte, and Abada and Cheberko are going for the ball. And as Abada jumps, his arm goes up, makes contact with the ball, and it's
Abada
called a
bing.
PK.
What about
Rossi jogs up slowly to the ball, shoots low and driven to his right past the diving Kalina. Crew up 2-0.
The second handball of the game, the first time it was called.
45th minute. Oz. What happened?
Halftime. Psych.
Nope.
Zaha
not yet.
passes to Agiman, and the ball trickles through between Zawadsky and Cheberko, who has just run the full length of the field coming back from an offensive surge. And Bronico gets on it as Cheberko steps, takes him out. PK is called. Zaha takes a couple of quick steps, shoots with his right foot past a diving Schulte. He's just unable to make contact with the ball, dove the right way. Game's at 2-1 going into the half.
Question before we go
Well,
on. Question.
What? Go ahead.
So my question is, and I don't know the answer to this, but so he kicked it down the middle, and that's Zaha's thing. He kicks it down the middle. I guess the last two he did. Does someone tell Schulte, like whenever there's a PK, like, hey, he's gonna kick it, and there's like a hand? There's got to be like a hand signal, like
This seems like a thoughts and players discussion.
it's not.
Yeah.
Just saying.
All right. 45 plus 8. Jason Russell Rowe earns a
Hold
yellow
that thought.
card for the reach around hip pull as he was beaten to the ball by Diani. This was honestly a very soft yellow as he barely put any
yeah.
force into the
Yeah.
grab, and Diani seemed to just feel the hand and go down on his own. This takes us into the half at 2-1.
It's like he's like a blacksmith. It's like an artisan of innuendo. Go ahead.
Goal for AZ Jackson. Zawadzki picks up an errant pass from Charlotte and takes the ball all the way down the right side and well into the offensive half of the field. He lays a pass off to Farsi on his right. Farsi turns, faces the box, drops a pass to Shambo centrally, who gives it right back to him. He attempts a ball to Rossi behind Reem, but Reem blocks it. The ball ends up back with Farsi, cuts into the box with the ball and plays a low driven pass into the box where AZ is calling for the ball in a pocket of space. He shoots with his right foot on his first touch, places it into the side netting past Kalina. 3-1 Crew.
A lot of action in the box on that one.
61st minute, Charlotte with the double sub as Jakil Marshall Ruddy comes in for Scardinia, and Toklomati replaces Diani. 64th minute, Haas, what in the world was he doing?
Goal for Abada. Charlotte have a spell of possession, and Reem passes into Zaha. He holds the ball for a moment, then drops the ball back to Reem. He plays a very mediocre cross, kind of to the back post, past the back post. Schulte and Arfson have some miscommunication as Schulte tries to track it down. He's only able to parry the ball away. It falls straight to Abada in the box. Shoots low and into the empty net. 3-2.
Yeah, I'm going to add that music.
All right, 17 minutes later, in the 81st minute, Haas.
Goal for Jason Russell Rowe. Crew have a good bit of possession, and the ball is played wide right to Farsi, who plays a big switch out to the left to find Arfson in a lot of space. He brings the ball down with his chest, settles it, and crosses the ball towards the back post where Russell Rowe is in behind Tim Ream. He jumps and knocks the ball down with his head into the net. 4-2. It's a really weird jump.
Knocks the ball
Best
down with his head.
striker we've ever seen in the world.
It's a great finisher.
All right, 82nd minute, Charlotte with the double sub again, this time bringing on Tiger Smalls.
Great name.
Yeah, it is a great name for Ajiman, and Vargas for Abada. 83rd minute, Crew subs on Ibrahim Aliou for Diego Rossi. This was his first playing time for the Crew. And Sadic comes in for AZ. 89th minute, Columbus with two more subs as Taha comes in for Russell Rowe and Lassi Lapalainen in for Farsi. Also his
Lassi.
first time.
Yeah,
Getting
it's a
any play.
lot of new faces at the end of that game.
Kind of
Yep.
cool.
They showed for those who saw the broadcast, maybe just Ben, or Haas watched, maybe everyone except for Mark. Did you see the shot maybe around this, I don't know, 60th minute or so, where they had like a nice long shot of the bench? Well, they did one of the Crew bench, then one of the Charlotte bench. And I could not have named more than one or two of the people sitting there on the bench. It's like, well, I know you're on the team, but I don't know which ones you are, like, because no one here has actually played yet.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So this game ends with the Crew up 4-2 and propels them to the top of the Eastern Conference with 24 points, sitting on a record of 7 wins, 1 loss, 3 ties. Vancouver continues to lead the Supporter Shield, but the Crew have closed the gap and only sit 2 points behind them. Columbus will play next week away at Philadelphia on May 10th at 7:30 p.m. at Subaru Park.
Circle your calendar, June 14th. That's when we jump Vancouver.
That's going to be a great game. It's at home, right?
I think it is.
Yeah,
it is.
Okay. And then we have many Sirk. How do you pluralize that?
This is Steve Sirk, and this is a Sirk stat.
Here's a hashtag Crew96 Mr. Numbers nerd for you. Last night, Crew scored 4+ goals for the 13th time in league play during the Nancy era out of 79. That's 13 out of 79 games. A new club record for a coach, breaking the tie with Tom Fitzgerald, who had 12 in 144 games. Let's see. So about 16.5% of league games under Nancy have resulted in games with more than four or more goals. 1 out of every 6 games.
Yeah, 1 out of every 6.
That is insane.
Insane.
Luz Zelarayan keeps scoring. Luz Cucho keeps scoring. Impossible is an opinion. In 79 league games under Nancy, we've scored 0 goals 10 times and 4 or more goals 13 times.
Okay.
And then at home, that record is 0 goals 5 times, 4 or more goals 10 times. If you buy a ticket to a Crew game in Columbus, you're twice as likely to see a 4-goal outburst than a shutout. It's great value.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Good ROI.
The best ROI. Yeah. We know this. We notice. And just incredible that what they're doing with this squad and every squad. So thank you, Nancy. We'll talk more after. We'll be right
Trap.
Have you or a loved one been affected by the Columbus Crew? Do you wish that there was a space to talk about all things Crew and CapyBravas? Well, you're in luck. We here at Discord Deck have built a home for Crew fans near and far. We have more than just Crew discussions and are more than just Crew fans. We have a book club, MLS Fantasy League, and much more. If you'd like to join our weird little family, then go to our website, discorddeck.soccer, and click on Join Server, discorddeck.soccer.
Side effects may include giddiness, excitement that lasts longer than 2 hours. We are not a cult, and strong opinions for the color purple.
We're back. Let's just get right into it. Thoughts and players.
Thoughts and players.
We have been pretty hard on JRR last few weeks. I mentioned that Ben and I were the only ones really texting. We saw flashes of the excellence that we keep hearing about from practice from JRR leading up to him finally scoring. I saw he had one header that was really kind of too high to get to earlier in the game, where like he was kind of under it.
Yeah,
and it popped over the goal. That wasn't on him. Then he had a shot from
like 20 yards out. That
was
about
just
nice.
outside the box. That was
Good
really
shot.
nice, and we commented on that during the game about how maybe
77th
this is
minute.
what Nancy's been talking about. But shortly thereafter, he had his header goal. It was a good goal. He was, redirected. Great assist.
Good run.
The run was great.
The
getting
run
in
was
behind
great.
Ream.
Yeah, that's right.
And Arston did play that, right-footed. He's left-footed. He normally doesn't like cut back, so that's why the defender had so much space because he cut and it was like, oh, he's not going to kick it with his right foot. And it was like,
yeah. Well, so I don't know what does this do for the JRR conversation?
It's tough. It was weird. Well, I mean, I was excited because we talked about Gas Dog being off. Like he was on the team sheet, and then when I saw him come out, I was like, "What's Russell Rowe doing?" And then they flashed the bench, and I didn't hear what exactly happened. I guess I asked on Reddit. I felt like a turd. I was like, "Did anybody see what was going on?" And then they're like, "Yeah, he got hurt." But I think JRR kind of took this opportunity and played pretty well. I wrote on here 51, and everyone's like, "What's that mean?" So I'd mentioned 2 weeks ago that he had gotten on the ball to 20. He had 23 touches or something like that. This game he had 51, so he doubled it. And I think this is the first time I saw him drop kind of how far Rossi dropped. In fact, I think the front three took turns dropping in and collecting the ball from the back line. And this is the first time I've seen like Russell Rowe take it and not just play it. Like he actually like took it on a half turn and would progress the ball forward. And I was like, oh, he has that in him. I would just like to see more of that. It was nice that, and for reference, when you think about AZ also had a ton of touches, especially in the first half. You're like, man, that guy was everywhere. He had 53 touches. So they had about the same amount of touches. And I would also argue, Rossi had even though he got on the score sheet from a PK, he played phenomenal and he had a ton of touches, and that dude had 80. So I think this is the first time I've seen the front three have a large, they were really in the game this time. I was more impressed with JR. I don't think it moved the needle as much for me, but it definitely, we got to see like quick ball at his feet. He can strike it from 20 yards out and place it really well. And he was able to get on the score sheet with his head.
We also
kind of see more.
We
of
had
that.
the ball
different game
up in that part of the field more than usual.
Right.
I don't know. Exactly
what do you guys think?
Was.
I struggled with this.
I'm not trying to be negative, but I saw a lot of the same old JRR where he was checking back, heavy first touch that got away from him, and then he was either fighting for that possession or it would lead Charlotte into a counterattack. I don't think he's a bad fourth option. He's fine. He can come in and do what he does, but I don't think he's replacing AZ or Gas Dog.
I agree with you. I was really excited to see AZ start with Gas Dog and Rossi. I was like, give that guy a good 70 minutes and see what he can do. And when he scored, I was like, case in point, this is what we're talking about. Like, he gets finally a start and he puts one away.
So this is maybe a different question, but I'm curious if anybody else saw it. When AZ scored, did you guys see the rest of the team's reaction? Or lack thereof?
I saw him point. Well, yes. So I did notice that.
Yep.
He did point at immediately and ran over to Farsi and gave him a big hug, which I did love.
And nobody joined him. I just thought it was an odd thing that happened. Sometimes it can be a sign of somebody's status in the locker room.
Sure. So I was curious too. I emailed Ryan Bailey actually during the game because I was hey, Wimbledon had won that during that day earlier on. So they're playing to like get promoted. I was like, hey man, like up the Dons, whatever. And I asked him like, what's going on with Zaha? Because we all watch European football. Like, that dude is sick, and there's a lot of issues with that guy. And I'm like, is he like a bad locker room guy? I just wonder. And he just hit back. He's like, I don't really know. It seems like, that's been a running theme with him. And I just wonder too, with some of our players, like most everybody gets along, but also like maybe not.
Well, and I don't want to speculate. I'm just
saying, for sure.
Based on what I saw in the field, that when he did score, he didn't get a lot of love from the other players on the field.
And it didn't seem like much of a celebration. It was just kind of like, oh, we did our thing. High fives back to the front line.
And I felt like that was the case on the last two goals.
Yeah.
It was a little bit more like
Russell Rose was the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it was a little bit more maybe of the situation and the fact that they were kind of okay, here we go. Let's not throw this away again.
But Rossi did do immediately the T-Rex arms.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
did Rivera join in, wasn't it?
I don't know.
The broadcast cut away. That was probably right in front of you on that end. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did love that. I was a big fan of that. I don't know. It's weird. I would say that we did see him strike the ball from 20 yards away. We know he can shoot. My hope is, instead of being so one-dimensional on offense, because Cucho had that in him where he could score from 20 yards out, or he could like run back post, or he could do like, the defense knew he was a danger everywhere. Then they would, they would have people guard him, which pulls people out of position. It would be better earlier on in the game if he would take those shots, because he is a good striker. JRR can strike the ball on frame. And if he shows that he's a threat from different spots or even further out, it could entice a defense to pull them out of position, which gives space for Farsi or Arfston in behind. We just don't have, how many times did you see somebody get squirrely and shoot from, wherever on target? That's been our bane for the past, this entire year, pretty much.
It was a lot better this game.
For sure.
I saw Rossi do it. Shambos did it. JRR did it. I think AZ attempted it. I'm not.
And Rossi did it, and it led to a goal. It wasn't a great shot, but he fumbled it.
Well,
Even
and we-
Farsi had a couple shots on target.
which was
Right. That was their thing.
Him and Rossi were combining really well multiple times throughout the game.
yeah, for
Yep.
sure.
During our breakdown of the game, like I couldn't go into the amount of opportunities that we had shots wise because there was just so many of them. Good chances. I mean, AZ had the ball that was played up to him up through the middle, and he shot. A keeper made a big save.
Mhm.
Rossi
so-
had one like down. He came from the left side of the goal, didn't get any juice on it.
Right.
Farsi had one, he didn't get any juice on it.
Well, the
on
Miami-
top, which is not surprising at this point because he's,
So
For sure.
The final third of this team was much better
Agreed.
this game. Now the back third, not so much.
It was weird.
16 shots, 11 on target.
Yeah, I think the big thing on that is 16 shots, not terribly out of the ordinary, because I think we had exactly 16 shots with Miami, but we had 3 on target, and this is 11. Like, that's 11 shots on target is a great stat. That is a great number. And we had 5 big chances, which, again, made up. But
I mean, also 3 of those missed were blocked shots, and 2 of them, only 2 shots off target. That's great.
yeah, that's great. Make the goalie make the save. I don't know, whatever. Defense, yeah, that's an interesting thing. They were tasked with a hard people to play against. Ajuman is a monster. That guy
He's a
is
big guy.
pretty good,
They have
and
a large
Zaha's
team.
got to be one of the
Yeah, they
top
do.
5 in the league.
Yeah. When you go there at the stadium, you really see like he was standing next to Rossi at some point, and it was like when you're walking out a kid in front of the start of the game, right? Starting like standing next to him.
Yeah.
So
A teacher in a
it's
preschool class. What's happening?
big. But I will say one thing though, they had a lot of corner kicks, and every time they corner kicked, I was very nervous, and we handled it very
Mhm.
well for the most part.
Yeah,
Didn't
for
we
sure.
have nine corners to their 3?
Yeah.
Ha!
Oh, they only had 3 corners.
Yeah.
Felt like more.
Yeah.
I got to start betting on number of corners.
You have a betting problem. We need to talk about that.
Hey, I hit for this one.
What'd you do?
Both teams to score, Crew to win, Crew or over 2.5 goals total.
Nice.
Easy.
How much you bet?
And
How much you
bet
win?
$5.
It was like $10 to win 40,
Wow.
30, something like that.
It's kind of the problem betting on the Crew in the past couple of years. It's like Crew to win. It's like we'll give you 7 cents. Cool. Thanks. Cool. But yeah, I mean, we put on here, do we need Camacho back? I don't. Like I said, I think Zawa is. Anytime Zawa plays in a center back, it's like there's a physical presence, and Ajuman's a different bird, and so is Zaha. Those guys got to be over 6 foot, right? I mean,
Zaha is actually surprisingly not as big as I thought it would be.
Really?
But yeah.
How much did he talk to the ref as opposed to Rossi? For the first time in 2 years, I saw another player complain to the ref more than Rossi, and it was the most satisfying thing watching Wilfred Zaha walk up and be like, "Buddy hurts me." It's like, yeah, dog. Like,
Zaha is 180 centimeters.
At 180, that's like 6 foot.
ho, 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 ho. That
So-
was such quick math.
I don't think that we need Camacho back based on how we're playing. I mean, Zawadzki's doing everything. He's more athletic, and he's able to play. He might not be as skilled as a defender, but
He's half the age of Camacho.
Yeah, let's rephrase that. We would like him back.
well,
You
that's
know,
what
we-
I
we
was just
will
going to
have
say.
that, yeah.
I do not want him back, but we are fine without him currently.
Mhm.
I don't know if he starts over Zawadsky. I mean,
No, but he provides the depth we need.
we already have Amundsen and Chiberko battling for a starting spot.
And Rubalcaba and Herrera have proven to be way better. Like that ROI is
Yeah,
phenomenal.
why wasn't he coming in at the end of the game?
Which one? Herrera?
Herrera.
He's hurt.
Yeah. Oh, he's hurt? Okay.
Yeah.
Because he been phenomenal.
He's been so good.
Yeah, I didn't know he was hurt.
Do we have any thoughts on the new guys?
No,
We didn't
but
really
it was,
see much of him.
yeah, but it was nice to be able to bring in, all this. They looked, I have to say, I was watching Lapiline. He was like right in front of us there. And he seems like, oh, what is this again? Like being on the field. Like it seems that he felt really fresh. I mean, he did some good things.
He had
but
some
he
things
seemed,
where I'm like, I'm interested in this guy.
yeah,
Cedric, I'm like, nah, I don't know.
It felt like they were a little bit flabbergasted about being on the field again, to be honest. But they did a good job and ran around a lot and just closed them down and just rode out the game, which is what we need numbers for more. We could maybe have done it a little earlier, but I didn't see anything in those minutes that really gave me anything more on that, though.
Yeah, something I do absolutely love, and you could pick your brain and remember some of this stuff, but anytime we get a new player or something happens, Nazi always puts them in like the first game. Like literally every single time we get, like Ruvalcaba gets called up and it's like, all right, you're going on at 80. You're just like, whoa, what? I mean, you know, Lassie's back. He goes in. We got the new guy from Houston. He goes in. It's usually like a game or two, but he always puts them in. Because I was shouting for Habroon. I was like, dude, put him in. Obviously, like AZ was gassed at 70. Like that's not, he's an impact sub. He, you know, I was like, take him out. And they put on the guy from Houston instead. And Cedric, yeah, they put on him those two before Taha, and I was like, dude, I don't like that at all.
And
and he was playing up top,
right?
And we
mean,
didn't bring Ibrahim
a little
in
bit on the
for
wing.
Ibrahim. We weren't bringing him for Arfston as I predicted. I thought it was good. He was put in on top, and more of who did he come in for? RR.
Yeah.
Russell Rowe, I think, was last to come off. Yeah, he was last to come off out of the top three, I think. I have to double check. Man, Arston had another game.
Good for all these other players to actually come onto the field. We've been calling for this, having a game where we are up 2 goals, where we can actually give people at least some minutes.
I would argue there's more subs this game than all the others combined for the past.
No,
2
I
years.
100%. I don't think we've had this many subs.
Well, he had to get started so early before the game started.
Yeah, that's true. We thought we'd go on at like 10 o'clock in the middle of a hurricane. That's a weather joke. All right,
so who did Taha come in for?
He came on for Russell Rowe.
Yeah.
He came in for Russell
89th.
Rowe. Okay, Ibrahim came in for them for. He came in
for Rossi.
He came
and
for
Sedek
Rossi.
on for
There we go.
AZ.
Okay.
So Taha came in last.
Correct.
Yeah, which is frustrating because I've been really complaining a lot about like give that guy 60 minutes, 70 minutes, get him some more minutes, but whatever.
Well, you know, he came in like at the end of the game. You know, his chances for success are slim, but
or to make
I
an
think
impact.
that his world and life experiences have set him up in a unique way to be successful for this team, and he could win the $1 million.
Okay, there it is. Yep.
Ben pointed out to us that he looks like.
I don't know if I can keep that in. Maybe I'll believe it.
He looks like the guy.
I know these things. But in my defense, I said that. I'm going to bleep it. We won't talk about it.
No,
It's
just
someone
take
on
it all
Reddit.
out. They
I
all-
think, yeah, okay, no.
All right, let's read the internet. Okay, so it sounds like the gas dog injury isn't a big deal.
Via Brianna
I guess we'll, like I said, we'll see if he plays next week. And yeah, what do you? Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see what his reception is like in Philly.
Yeah, that'll be
he was there for a
interesting.
long time, right? He's like a legend.
Yeah. It's like when Higuain comes back. I think he'll be recepted.
Most goals in
Nice.
club history.
Everybody in
But
Philly
most
is
of them are
really
PKs. We
yeah,
get it,
and you know
MLS,
Philly
they
fans
get
are usually really forgiving and nice, gracious, and
yes,
stuff.
yes. I'm
So
class. It's a class set of fans. Sons of Ben.
Just Philadelphia in general.
All my sons. So many sons I have.
I mean, it's the
They're the ones you
ci-
waste away.
It's
in the
the
sock.
city of brotherly love, so he will get all the love.
The food's pretty good there. That's about it.
Yeah.
Philly? I didn't think of food for Philly.
I think they have
course, a
cheesesteaks.
steak. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I've had
the
really
cheese-
good sushi there before.
Cheesesteaks are really good.
Landlocked.
No, it's not.
Philly. They get all
Philly's-
sorts of fresh seafood.
Oh, there is a Philly sushi, right?
A Philly roll?
Not the Philly roll.
It's
They're
not the
just
Philly roll.
affiliated with them.
Oh, dude, Morn is killing it tonight. I don't know if anybody's paying attention.
That one I would cricket.
Yeah, I gotta write that down.
Anywho, yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was pretty good.
Okay, so Brianna McKay says, this was, well, I don't know when you snipped this. Just confirmed that Gas Dog was taken out of the starting lineup due to a leg contusion, as we said earlier, sustaining the matchup versus San Jose. Told the injury is not serious, and she saw him training with the team during the week. So
Well,
it's
he
probably
must have been.
chill.
If he was going to start, then he must have been training with the team.
He probably.
yeah, we'll
I'm
have to
guessing
see if he
He
resumes
just felt
training.
it all bit,
Yeah.
and they said, "Let's not take a chance."
I hope he's like, I want to
Let's
get
save
back
you
at
for
Philly.
Philly.
Let me rest.
Or,
for
or
another
maybe
week.
he's faking an injury so he doesn't have to go to Philly and get battery throws at
Mhm.
him.
Or it's just nasty outside and he faked an injury. That's what I would do. I'd be like, it's raining. I got a
Yeah,
contusion.
I do not stop at a marathon distance.
You do that when we play indoor, and it's raining outside.
I feel worse after an indoor game than I did after running a marathon in the freezing cold yesterday. Just saying.
No.
Okay, what else we got? So sliding scrapes
On
Do you know
Reddit.
this- do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Do we know this person?
First name Slid, last name Ingscrapes.
Okay. Sliding Scrape says sold Cucho, traded Ramirez, lost Yaboa. I don't know if we really
Did we
lost
lose?
Yeah,
Yeboah?
lost Matan.
Someone
we
find
lose?
Yaboa.
We chose. You can lose Matan. Needs a leash.
Well, that and not eye level. It's
That's what I'm saying.
Mixes in with the crowd easily.
Anyway, back to the
One of the
none of this he
What-
said.
what do you call a post on Reddit? Is it like a
A tweet.
okay? Back to the
A
tweet.
dit.
Third of
Don't
this.
say that. I gotta. I don't know if I should beep that. I'm not gonna beep that. Let me write it. I'm
Dit?
not gonna beep that.
Is that a bad?
What's wrong with the dit?
What's
It
go?
sounds weird
Go.
when you say it.
Go. Keep going.
Third of the season complete. First in the East.
So
Top of the East. Top of the East.
Tip of the East. Dude, we're a third of the season away. Done. Did you think we would be where
No.
we're at? I didn't.
No.
I'm straight
No.
up. I'm not gonna lie.
My bold prediction was we'd be in 7th.
And I don't think anybody was like, I think we were arguing with you like, that's not that bold, because we all were like, yeah, we would be up trying to get to the playoffs at this point. It's like,
What have we done that's been good? We
win.
Score 4
have
goals
we
multiple
yeah,
times.
but like have we beaten a good team yet?
Well, we said
Charlotte.
that, but we start now listing teams that they have played. I mean, like, we obviously lost to Miami,
But that game,
played,
asterisks.
played, yeah, that has an
phenomenal.
asterisk to it. And a lot of these teams that we have played are performing decently and beating other good
Okay.
teams.
And we've played bad and still won. I think that's my takeaway from all this is like, we are drilled to the point of just like, we're going to win. Even if we play bad, it's like, man, we just didn't, it doesn't feel good, but we still won. So I guess, I mean, that's like most of this podcast this season has been like, yeah, but we'll figure it out and whatever. But yeah, we're a third of the season and we just keep doing well. And
Like
that just,
yeah, the third of the 2023 season, like just cue Bruce Springsteen glory days.
Yeah,
like
100%.
Every podcast.
We're like, we're going to the
it was
World
just like,
Cup.
oh, these new fans, you don't even know how good you have it. And these wins, like I think our record is better, and we're just like,
I don't know what's going to happen. We'll probably finish 7th. It's like, you're winning the league. And it's like, I don't know. Turd. We're turd podcast. Toilet world. I don't know. It's just that's why I put it up there. I was like, dude, it feels weird to be a third of the season and being like top of the East and like 1
listen
point
to
away.
this.
It's like,
Nancy 2023, all through the season, 47% winning percent, 1.7 points a game. Last year, 56%, 1.9 points per game. so far this season, 2.2 points per game and 64% winning percent.
After losing the MVP of the league.
After the weekend, 4 teams will be averaging at least 2 points per game in the Eastern Conference. This is the first time in MLS history that 4 different teams are averaging at least 2 points per game in the same conference on May 5th in any season.
I think the strangest part as a fan of any team is, when your team is actually doing the things that they're supposed to be doing and they're not losing games that they should win. And this team is winning everything that they should win.
Even some games they should.
It's an odd space to be in because you're literally going, oh man, I'm nervous about this next one. It's like you're 7-1 and you're top of the East. Like, what are you nervous? Why are you nervous? And it's like,
you just scored 4 goals in a game. It's like, I don't know about our offense. It's like,
can we do it? Can we do it next week? I don't know.
Okay.
Right.
It is kind of funny, that whole thing. Yeah. It's a weird dynamic right now.
Rossi's been a little cold. He scored. Yeah. Russell Rowe, we don't know. He scored.
Yeah. AZ.
We just Shambos scored. First goal ever. AZ, second goal of the year.
Yeah.
Not really brought in to be a goal scorer, is he?
No.
Okay, so this is why. It's supposed. I don't know. It's hard to see the vision, but it's great to see the results. So, do you guys see that there were on the Massive posted a picture of some Charlotte supporters of the Nordica?
Wait, who posted it on there?
It was Henny Baked Ham.
Yes, it was.
Are you Henny Baked Ham?
I'm not, but I love it. It's fantastic.
It was good.
I like it.
Yeah,
but
it's a play on honey.
Get mad now. There were fans in the Nordica. don't bury the lead here.
This is a ham podcast.
Is there a better holiday
you guys get
meat?
honey baked ham?
Yeah, like a steak.
Yeah,
I think it was Meyer. Best ham.
Meyer baked ham?
Meyer baked honey ham?
They covered it in Meyer.
Less name recognition on the Meyer baked ham.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Urban.
It was cheaper, and I think Meyer is like Belgian for mayonnaise or something, but it slapped.
Pretty sure it's not Belgian.
I don't know. Impossible to tell. Now, but the thing was, so he posted this thing, and he's like, hey, Charlotte supporters in Nordica and staff aren't doing anything about it. Lame. And he posted this photo of, honestly, now that I'm looking at the photo, I can't prove any of these people are Charlotte fans. It just looks like he took a picture of people
that have a blue hoodie on.
Yeah, one guy has a blue hoodie on. If this is true, I mean, is that a thing? Do we say you can't sit in the supporter section?
Yes.
Correct. Yeah, I think so.
You're not even supposed to walk through under Nordic if you're wearing the other team stuff.
We've been in away games and they usher us out when we were in Chicago, they sent us out the back door, right?
Yeah.
But
but you gotta wait.
You gotta wait. It's for your safety, though. You don't know the area.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Chicago, it's like northern Columbus.
Few people know that the infamous south side of Chicago is located directly between where the fans for the Crew sit at Soldier Field and the adjacent parking lot. So
it's good to know.
Very interesting.
So this guy's wearing a blue hoodie. We can't tell if he is a Charlotte fan. I'm going to take Mr. Henny Baked Ham's word for it and say it is a Charlotte fan. And if that is the case, I'm not okay with it. It's stupid, but don't allow him in there. If he wants to take his colors off and sit there, fine. But no, it is the Nordic for the reason. We'll gatekeep it. We'll say.
I think that's okay. I agree. Chris Lamacchia was on New to Crew talking about him going to different places, and I think one of them was Philly, and they allocated fans to a certain section, and that happened to be their fan section. So it'd be like they allocate Nordeca to be a fan section, so any away fans they would put in there.
Oh, that's just dumb.
I know, it's crazy. But he was like, I went in there and they were great and everybody was nice and there was no issues. So
I think as Nordica sits right now, it's fine. Nobody's going to do anything. But if it would have been in the corner at Historic Mafre, it wasn't. It would not have been a friendly situation.
No. Yeah, I would say LDC is different than old.
I still don't think it should
say
happen.
they were going to do something about like people wearing messy jerseys.
Yeah, I mean they should.
Miami,
yeah, and they should.
You nicely go up to them and say, "Hey guys, this is for the home team supporter section. Where are your seats?" Or like, we'll generously move you over to this handicap section right in front of 120,
right in front of Haas.
You can sit.
Eat it, Haas, you idiot.
There's a young man over there.
Where you can talk about random stuff to a
who
guy.
Will yell at you. Who will yell at you.
Yeah, I think that's a fair take. And to be fair, in the comments, people were saying there were other people that were escorted out. This isn't something that happens all the time. This is an exception to the rule. So I think I think Henne's first time of seeing this, and it was out of the ordinary. I guess there's an usher named Mike, shout out, that normally escorts those people out kindly, and it's been fine. But yeah, I mean,
interesting.
I just think it would be like, we have an away section right up in that corner. Why don't you just just anybody that comes in be like, oh, I see you're wearing this. Would you feel better? Like if I went into a random stadium and they're like, hey, can we reallocate you to where the crew, crew fans? I'd be like, yeah, dog, send me to those people.
I'm literally looking at this photo that was taken and posted, and I think it's close to 30 empty seats in the section below.
Right.
That's not Nordic. Like,
don't put them by me.
Just nicely
you're looking down looking down at my seats down there.
If you're not in Nordic, I don't care. Wear whatever jersey you want, chant whatever you want, yell at whatever you want.
Wear pants, Mort.
Cool.
Wear pants.
Right. I want to move on.
Pants.
I want to reward anyone who's still listening and talk about the most important crew item on the internet this week, and that is a thread on Facebook. Shout out Facebook. You guys remember Facebook?
Dude, shout out Facebook.
You guys remember Facebook?
No. The MySpace of Facebook.
So I used to work at Music Go Round on Bethel Road, and
did he used to work there too? Facebook worked there too?
No, Nick Tolfer did. And we got in trouble for looking at Facebook too much when it first came out. It was right around the time, Friendster and MySpace were on their way out and Facebook was on the rise. We're talking 2008, 2009.
No.
And the proprietor at that establishment told us that he didn't want us looking at myfriendsplace.com anymore. And so I took it upon myself to set the homepage of all of the work computers to myfriendsplace.com. and Nick and I both got fired from there, if you can believe that. Anyway, so let's talk about Facebook this week. Still going strong, or still going anyway. 16 years on Facebook. Kevin Shirka posted.
Thought that said Shakira for sure.
Oh, well, the doc here says Shirka, so that's his name now.
Shirka.
He was asking about people's crew-related pet and kid names.
Naming a kid? Oh. You name kids after?
I did both, sort of, ish.
Yeah, so someone graciously has categorized these by type of thing that has been named after crew. We've got dogs out there, people named Nico Hagen, Peepa, Frankie, Rossi, Cruiser, Cucho,
Lassie. Arf arf.
Oh man.
Oh, well done.
No one named their dog Dilly Duca. That's a missed opportunity. Also, if I had a dog, not a dog guy,
Dilly Dookie.
Yeah, he took a Dilly Dookie.
I had a dog.
Oh man, I'm calling my poops Dilly Dookies from now on. Don't at me. I mean, you got to name your dog Crew Cat, right?
No. Okay, so that one, I like that. That one actually came from somebody with the last name of Catalonia, I believe. I don't want to screw that up, but it was Catalonia. And they named their son Crew, and on the back of his jersey it says Crew Cat, which is the first part of the last name, which is cool.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
So there was
fun.
two kids mentioned. There was the couple called Crew actually, and there was Crewston. That was another name.
I know
Someone
of
named
a
their kid
I know of a
Crewston?
Hudson.
Crewston, yeah.
I know of a Hudson for Hudson Street Hooligans, and I
Wow.
knew of
in the
a
river in New
Finley.
York.
So, and then my son's name is Lucas, which isn't directly in Zelarayan, but
But you cut his hair
was.
just like Lucas Delarayan, and we need to talk about that.
yes, I did.
Him and Taha go to the same barber, and I think he also is blind and has that blind seeing eye dog full circle.
Okay.
There's some cats. Catty
There's some
Schulte,
cats.
Frankie, Eddie, Gavin, Greg. I like this other name. There's a bunny, Guillermo. And then the hermit crab, Shed Marshall, which I think that was
Marshall.
Shed Marshall.
That's a good one. Jason Russell Crowe, and you
As a rooster.
but you own a rooster. I think
Well,
that's what we need to
And
talk
the
about.
cat on here named Greg is my cat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Did you also see that he reached out to his mom about that name, and JRR had a nickname Rooster when he was a kid by one of his friends.
I got a rooster tattooed on my arm, so no big deal.
Just a big old
Tottenham.
Okay, I gotta bleep that. I write that down. 126. I mean, my cat's name's Limp Biscuit, so it's not really crew related.
Not really, just kind of.
at all.
I mean, I'm sure they played Rock on the Range.
I think they're playing something this year.
They're pretty good. It's a pretty good band if you're into music.
I think it's time for a break.
And a drink.
This episode of the Upper 90 Club is brought to you, as always, by Supporter Supply Company. Hi, friends, this is your good pal Morgan Hughes, here to talk to you about a serious issue facing 96% of all crew supporters in Columbus. Why, not enough free shipping, of course. For a limited time now, through the eventual heat death of the universe, Upper 90 Club listeners can use the promo code Upper90Boys. That's boys with a Z on the end of it, at checkout for free delivery on absolutely any order over $10. But Morgan, what if I order $10 worth of stickers, or those goddamned buttons, or some other combination of small items that make you want to kill yourself? Will the free shipping still apply then, even as you curse our family, while you package up our little tiny annoying ass order for us? Of course it will. That's just how much we here at Supporter Supply value our friends at the Upper 90 Club. So head on over to supportersupply.co and use the promo code Upper90Boys. That's boys with a Z at checkout for free shipping on all your orders over $10. And don't forget to tell them that your friends at the Upper 90 Club sent ya.
All right, we're back. Donka Bird?
Yeah, Donka. He's in Germany.
9.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Well, I don't even think the crew 2 didn't even play the past
No.
week or whatever. So they're not missing much. But Bird is going to be gone for 2 weeks in Aleman. That's Germany in Spanish.
Ich liebe dich.
You're welcome. So he will be out. So I'll probably end up just probably watching the games and giving some breakdowns or whatever. But hey, man, safe travels to Bird. Safe travels to Bird. So, yeah.
It's a long trip. It's probably a long trip.
Oh, yeah. Germany? Yeah.
I mean, birds usually fly south, not way east.
All a bird.
No. We just have
Fine.
Just
That's
delete
fine.
this whole episode. Just give us like the Haas supercut.
I'll just mute everybody except for Haas.
Lassie. Yeah, Lassie. That was a good one.
Mort's
Okay.
also been on an absolute tear.
Yeah, except for that
Yeah.
one.
I don't know. So I felt that. I like that one.
Okay.
Every
so,
dog has his day, or a funny crew name.
Yeah. I like that one too.
I'm telling you, you wrote these down. Show me your hands.
Speaking of down, we do need to do
All
the.
right, put your hands
Hold
away.
on, before we do our predictions, let's do
Don't put your
let's
hands
do a
away.
rundown.
Yeah, it's a rundown. We're coming to town. It's a rundown. What we're gonna do is a rundown. Down, rundown.
Rundown, quickie rundown edition. It was a very fast run this week. We ran 12:56.
Dang.
Reminder: our goal is 1996.
Right.
So we got some new members. We're up to 101 this week.
Nice.
You know who I think 101 is? My neighbor. A different neighbor, not Tom. Not Tom.
Not the guy to your right.
No. This neighbor, just quick story about this guy. His name's Alex. He and his wife are both from Columbus. It turns out that I grew up like 2 streets over from his wife. They moved up here around the same time as us. She worked at Abbott in Columbus and did a job swap with someone who was working at Abbott headquarters up here, which is up in the north suburbs, right by where we live. And they actually bought the house of the person that they traded jobs with, if you can believe that.
On purpose, or was it like...
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't know.
They got strong-armed into that one.
It was like August of 2019. We moved up here in November of 19, and our oldest 2 daughters are the same age, and they are like, they're great friends. They go to school together. They live 1 street over from us. And we go out like walking in the afternoon sometimes just to kind of catch up. And I was like, hey man, you on Strava? So I got him.
Got him.
So
You're
welcome.
Heavily recruiting right now.
I am
proud of you.
I'm trying to get to 1996, man.
We've got 7
What are you
listeners,
doing?
but we have
What are you doing?
101.
You're not out there running
Back to
marathons or anything.
1996.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, shout out to Ben putting up his 26 and winning the club this week.
I thought for sure you were gonna like be a jerk and run like 31
No.
and just be like, gotcha.
I considered it, but as I mentioned earlier, I was 4-on-1. I had no mobility to go and spoil
Strap
your
that
win.
watch on those kids.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. I could like take 4 times the credit too, but it's
Like Nate
Ben, you got
Carpenter.
31-3. 31-3. Great week.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a good week. The 29-6 is more than I usually do. So that was good. Also, Summer put up 52 miles. Paco
Shout out.
did the flying pig. I heard the
So
weather
did
was
Fowler. I hit him up.
It
not
was a
good.
Cincinnati kind of weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was,
Except for
a lot of
Cincinnati FC foreshadowing.
Cincy going on. So Paco put up 50 miles. So shout out Paco.
Solid.
Kevin's at 47, Chase at 46, Nelly at about 46, President Stacy at 45.
Dang. Good job, everybody.
Miles.
There was was it 2 weeks ago when I was gone? That was the weekend that counted for Cap City, right? So I figured we would have posted more. That was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was about the same.
Saturday,
we about 1,200.
And this Saturday was that Cincinnati one. I know people that ran both, but still nuts.
Yeah.
And I would say, so I did sign up for the nationwide halves, and we are trying to think of the day before. So that's a Sunday, the day before we play Toronto, right? So
Trillium.
The Trillium. So we're gonna
do a tent.
We're gonna do. I don't know. I think I want to go full on out that weekend and do something where
That's what the permit was for.
No, yeah. I heard that last week. That was just forwarding a thing from last year, so I remember how to
No, it wasn't.
apply for
No,
a permit.
It's an active one. It was permit.
Yeah, we're gonna do the permit for this year.
Yeah,
We're
well,
just
I don't have
gonna
a
carry
choice.
that.
Or I'm going to get
We're gonna
arrested.
Forward that email to the city for this year. I'm gonna fly in. I've picked out my flights.
Yeah, dog.
I'm gonna do the Toronto game. I'm gonna do the half marathon.
How fast does the half fill up?
What do you
got
mean?
time? You got time.
You
Do I
should
need
do
to
it,
sign
Haas.
up
I will
sooner than
pace you.
later?
I'll do what Mort did to me and run whatever speed you want to.
Yeah, I mean, we're
finish
not
it.
going to be setting any records. We're going to be
No,
out
definitely
partying all night.
100%.
All night. We're going to be at Classic, shutting that place down.
Oh, Westerville. Oh, worst cops. But yeah, I think we should do like a 13-minute pace mile where it's basically like speed walking and like do the whole thing where we like carry a flag and we'll do something. I want to do it. I think it'll be fun. I think we should all do it.
Razor scooter. Yep. Okay, so that's the plan. That's October 19th is that race.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we're probably going to do something for the game on the 12th against Toronto.
Yeah, probably party.
Party. Yeah. Speaking of party, Brian at 43 miles,
Okay.
Greg at 40, Mike Cornell, 39 too.
Nice, Mike.
Good job, Mike.
Let's see. Yeah, you mentioned Becky was with you at about 31.
Get out there and run. If you're not on it, just do it. Like strap it on you and go for a walk.
So do you guys want to know last week we were at Coeur d'Alene in Idaho. Our 1,256 miles took us to Wichita, Kansas this week.
Wow.
I'm going to keep
From
it short
Columbus?
and sweet on the destination because I feel like we can if we can get our next destination like right on the East Coast. I'm wondering if we can jump the pond the week after.
That would be bananas.
We'd have to be up in like Newfoundland, probably.
I'll work on it. I took us to the middle of the country for a little more flexibility this week, but anyway, enjoy Wichita this week.
And then
Put the
next
miles
week we
up.
won't be in Kansas anymore. Will we? I got some of you. I'm not going to put crickets. Listen,
All right.
I'm on like very little sleep and I just drank a bunch of whiskey. I'm ready to party.
Yeah.
So does anyone
I will be
remember
late
what we
to
talk
work
about next? Do we talk about the
Tables. Just tables. Tables. But tables. I can't know how to hear any more about tables.
All right, in the Eastern Conference, we've got your Columbus Crew in first place with 24 points. Cincinnati and Philadelphia with 22 points. Miami with 21. Charlotte, 19. Orlando, New York City FC, Nashville with 17. And New England with 16.
New England doing a thing.
Jumping up a little bit. Couple wins in a row for them.
Yeah, good for them.
And
their last one
4.
was Charlotte, wasn't it?
Yes, 1-0. And they won 2-0 this weekend. I can't remember who against. Supporter Shield, we got Vancouver in first with 26. Columbus Crew in second with 24. Then the rest of the Eastern Conference until 7th place, where Minnesota and Portland 19 and 18. San Diego with 17. That's all everyone cares about, right?
Yeah,
no,
probably.
we care about LA. Wooden Spoon, 3 points, 11 games, isn't it? Something like that now.
Jeez.
And
Today, they
Montreal with 3 points in 29th. LA Galaxy in 3 points with in 30th.
Yeah, so LA today, they lost the game. Kansas City won. Kansas City didn't have one shot. Not a shot on goal. They didn't have one shot, and they still won 1-0.
How?
Yeah, dude.
Own goal.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So it's when it rains, it pours, man. It's the first time it ever happened, I think.
Yeah. It's all, yeah. Open the internet. It's
So-
all over the place.
But this is what I was mentioning earlier. I think it is still a little precarious that Miami is 3 points behind us with a game in hand. I'm a little annoyed with just their out of syncedness for the last couple years. But the Vancouver thing, they're a different conference, but only 2 points ahead. So assuming, our performance matches theirs until
Right.
June 14th, we do have the opportunity to just jump right over them. with a
Man,
win.
watching them play though, that game is going to be phenomenal. They play very, very, very offensive. Like when they when they transition, they send everybody forward like we do, like both wing backs, one of the midfielders. That game is going to be like 20-19.
Mort, you're going to be on like race nanny duty, right?
Yep.
So what does that look like for you? How do you watch that game?
On my phone, I'm thinking.
Could I like drive up? Like, could I drive an hour up and like hang out with you and watch the game on your
Hell
phone?
yeah, you're welcome to do that. I don't know how we're gonna live and stay. I'd probably put up a tent or something.
Yeah,
and we
perfect.
Put it
Let's
on the
do that.
iPad or
Yeah.
something like
Get
that.
a 2-person hammock and hang.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Get like a projector.
Yeah, I got a projector. You can take it with you.
Yeah.
All right.
Portable.
All right.
Just need a sheet.
Okay.
We need to.
And so then this week we've got Philadelphia
away.
And what's their form been like?
That's a good team.
They've won their last 3. 3-0, 3-0, 2-1.
Right.
They're on the tear.
I mean, they're second in the East. They're right behind us.
Yes.
And they did this thing, I heard on Soccer Wise, they're talking about like every time they've made a big decision, like they lost, Gazdag, and they also lost, what's his face, their defensive guy, tall guy he's in Chicago now. I can't remember his name.
No, Iglesias is still there. He scored a banger last week.
Yeah. So every time they make big moves, the Philly fans get upset, but then they, in return, do really, really, really well. Like I said, they're on a 3-game winning streak, but they've scored more goals than we have by 3, and they've let in the exact same amount at 10. So, I mean, it's going to be, especially away.
They do play midweek against Indy 11 in the U.S. Open Cup on Wednesday.
I wonder. There's no way they prioritize that. I mean, I think they just ship their whatever team, and that's that. So their striker Baribo, is he still Golden Boot right now? I mean, he has 7 goals.
Probably up there.
Is it the younger sons of Ben? Like
Ben Baribo? Yes.
Okay. Little brothers of the poor.
Yeah.
It's worth noting that since that famous loss to Philly, and when Curtin said we were going to be a good team in 2023, we have won. We have won 3
in 2020.
Yeah, we tied 1, and this the second game at home in that season, and we have won the 3 next games against them.
Right.
1 in Leagues Cup, and then both the games last year. So they want to come out and get a revenge on us for sure.
The Gazdag arc is going to be interesting. I wonder. I'm ready.
I hope he plays. That'd be fun.
I hope he does too. I hope he does, and I hope he gets the first goal for the Crew against them, and then proceeds to score 7, puts up a touchdown and an extra point.
Starts talking like Batman. He's like,
start talking like Batman.
Live long enough to be a villain.
What did I just talk about? It?
That's Two-Face, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. He's probably like, a tip of the hat. I'm here for the Crew. A tip of the hat.
All right. Well, you guys ready?
So, as you know, the game ended 4-2. Crew beat Charlotte. There was actually 2 of you guys thought we would tie them 1-1, Haas and Ben. Trey used the original 2-1, took 2-1 bots advice. And Mars said 3-0, so he got 1 point. Trey got 1 point, both for the win. However, I said 4-2, and I got 3 points, which takes me. Well, Haas is still in first place at 14 points, but it takes me up on second place with 8 points. Dang, then we have Ben in 4th place. Mars, you are in the basement, and Trey has 7 points.
In 3rd.
I think there should be something where when you guess something wild like 4-2, you should get like it. I think if you guess.
No.
Don't you discredit my correct predictions.
I immediately regretted my pick after I said.
Yeah, I think if you guess over 5 or more goals in a game, you should get an extra point because that is like more bananas than normal. We don't have to do it. I'm just saying, like 4-2 is like, ha ha ha, LOL, JK, LOL, ha ha ha.
And I talked to people around me where I sit, and someone that listens, they were like, "You said 4-2 or something, didn't you?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't know." And they were as the game progressed, they started like, poking me on my shoulder.
Right,
like, it's going to happen.
And we should say nobody on any of the. We had a ton of people on all the socials, and no one got it right except for.
I saw a 4-1, but not a 4-2.
So,
like I said, every dog has his day.
The clock's right. Like a couple,
Well,
every
sometimes
gas
clocks are right.
dog
Well, yeah, I was going to say, let's see what Gas Dogs Day
has a
looks
knee.
like on Saturday against the Union. Are you guys ready to do your predictions?
All right, let's talk about D's
I
next
don't know.
games.
I thought I
You got to
was.
think about that.
I'm already sweating.
Man, I don't even know. Like,
Buckle up, Buttercup.
My tongue is sweating.
I'm not good at doing things.
You're dumb.
All right, Ben says 2-1 Philly gonna cheese steak the Bingus.
Yeah, I panicked at the end.
2-1, huh?
I had something about it just feels like, they're crushing. They're putting up some goals. They don't let in a lot of goals.
When you say 2-1, you mean the crew gonna lose?
We're gonna lose.
Okay. Yeah.
I think their strikers and stuff are more fortunate than us and a little bit better.
More fortunate.
Yeah.
They have better real estate investments, and their 401ks are performing better than
yeah.
Okay.
Their cookies have better results.
Our cookies have better results. Everybody say that together. Their cookies have better results. I don't know what that means.
Fortune cookies.
Can we talk about this?
Yeah.
Is that the worst cookie of all time?
No. Are we talking about like clear your cookies?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
what
what I thought.
Oh.
They've got their cash. They've got their cookies. Cash spelled differently, of course.
Fortune cookies.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, fortune. Now I put it
like-
together. It's late.
Holy cow! How did it take that long?
Oh, yeah, I'll tell you how it took that long.
better fortune. Yeah, Oz. Supercut. I stand by my original recommendation. Cut everything I've said, including this. Just play Oz's
Mute everything.
Supercut.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Okay.
No,
All right.
we're just not snappy. The weather.
No, it's late. It's so late. It took us so long to do this.
I blame myself, mainly.
All right, Mort said 2-2. Nobody wins.
That's right.
I'll say. That is what I'll say. Foreshadowing. Trey says 1-2 crew, second worst city in the USA.
I love Philly.
What's the first worst?
New York.
Oh,
really?
Hater. Are you like a West Coast guy or something?
Never been there. It's just
California. That's what I was gonna say. Take the 3 to the 7. That's the wrong accent too. Man, I can't do accents.
Trey, what? Okay. Haas, you said 1-3 crew gas dog king. Is that related to cookies?
Oh, no, dude, that took way too long.
All right, I said 2-2. Who said that? I am. Yeah, 2-2. Nobody wins, Mort.
Nope.
Okay, and then 2-1 bot says, in what should be an exciting and closely contested match, Columbus Crew are expected to secure a 2-1 victory over Philadelphia Union.
All right.
Is that what you were looking for, Mort?
Yes, that sounds great.
Is that the 2-1 bot you know and love?
Yes.
Facing off against his former club, Gas Dog will be motivated to make an impact. We'll see if he sees the field. But the crew's resilience... No. Come on, 2-1 bot. You don't know what's going on out there. The crew's resilience and tactical discipline could prove decisive. Philadelphia will push hard to get on the score sheet, yet Columbus's effective counterattacks and determination may ultimately give them the edge in this competitive encounter.
There you go, crew bot. No, 2-1 bot, whatever it's called.
Not bad that down. Not bad that down.
All right.
Yeah, a little peek behind the curtain. We just spent 20 minutes talking about 2-1 and realizing that we had a 2-1 loss because of the...
Right. So 2-1 bot always wants the crew to win. Thank you, 2-1 bot.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
Thanks,
okay.
Elon.
And actually, 2-1 bot is the only one who predicted a 1-2 outcome.
No.
Disagree.
What?
Trey did.
Welcome to the podcast,
Trey's
Mars.
on suspensions.
Yeah, he wasn't even asked.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm glad that Trey felt compelled to, put in a prediction, but it doesn't matter because
I tried to participate.
because of the little stunt he pulled last week.
It was not a stunt. We're going to be hosting a table.
Stop. We're done. We're done. No one's going to the Philly game.
Go.
No, we're going to have fun. Okay?
Someone's going to pet that dog.
Pet that dog.
It's time to end this. It's so very late.
Yeah, I need to eat the rest of my Jets pizza.
How about if we put...
Did the Jets come with any garlic bread?
I don't know. I got to find it. Where's that garlic bread?
All right. We'll figure it out later. Crew play Philly this week. We'll talk after that. Until then, go Crew.
More to come.
Thanks everyone for joining the club. We hope you'll listen next week and every week, even in the off season, to celebrate or commiserate. We'll save you a seat. If you like this podcast, please give us 5 stars and subscribe. You can email us at upper90clubpod@gmail.com. That's upper90clubpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at upper90clubpod. Go Crew!
All right, Mark, you ready for the quiz?
Name the 3 ninjas.
Name the 3 ninjas.
Rocky, Tum Tum, and Ryder.
No.
And who does Rocky like?
Rocky loves Bethany. I don't know.
You're so close. I can taste it.
Tiffany.
Emily.
I can taste Bethany.